And I'll say this, man. I was hanging out. You were there, Oz. You weren't talking to the guy, but there was a guy who he was just holding court, man. When we were in L.A. for the show, I saw Avatar, but I can't tell you everything. All I can say is it's gonna blow. Like, all right, now I don't even know if I think you lying now. I don't even know if you're telling the truth.
It's gonna scare the hell out of you.
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you. Who you looking at, man? You talking to him? Who said cats don't like to get wet? Well, everybody talking about cats hate water. Cats can't swim. Cats don't like that agua out there. Well, if you blue and 9 feet tall and talk, yeah, you love that water. Yeah. Damn, Zoe Saldana, I know you like to get wet, but that's exactly what she gonna do in this movie. Her and her blue cat family over here, man. It has been years. It's been over a decade. What has it been like?
10 years.
Has it been? Has it been 10 years?
2009 is when it premiered.
Yeah, you're right. 2000. What's been over? That's over 10 years.
Over
you damn
10
fool.
years, then.
You said it.
But you're saying.
Stop. Boy, goddamn flawed calculator over here.
Confident Carlos.
Yeah, wronglos. But 13 years, y'all. Yeah. 13 years since we've had the last Avatar. A lot of people didn't even know this movie existed. They're like, yeah, that movie ain't never coming. They thought that movie was just a myth until today when they dropped the Avatar trailer for Avatar 2. What the water is
the way of the water.
The way of the water.
Avatar, water is wet.
Yeah, the conversation that I want to have is Avatar 1. Whatever you say about it, you can't deny that it was a hugely successful film. Movie is #1 again as being the top grossing film because of a re-release that happened not too long ago. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So the movie's still the box office rating champion of all time, I guess. But now that we got this movie right here, and it's been so long, and let's just admit it, we're in a different time. I'm not going to even say can it surpass that. Can it Avatar 2 even come close to the phenomenal business that Avatar 1 did? That's the kind of conversation I want to have. And I think, there's, to be fair, there's an argument for and against that. Oh. So we're going to go ahead, and I have Carlos here because Carlos is pretty much a damn Avatar nerd. And we'll get in the back. He's got the Avatar Bible over there.
Yeah, I got the Bible.
Goddamn Nervatar.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We are going to actually, and I would love to get the opinions of you out there too. So let's go ahead, and first of all, let's watch this teaser. I will say that it is a good teaser. It's not a full trailer. Again, living up to that title. Let's go ahead and watch the teaser for Avatar 2, The Way of Water.
The Way of the Water.
The Way of the Water. Excuse me.
El agua.
Damn. Can't even remember the name of this. This thing's gonna fail. Can't nobody get that title right. I'm kidding. Let's go ahead and watch the teaser, and we'll be back with our impressions and, again, arguments for can this really succeed after so much time? Coming out in December, by the way, so still enough time to build up anticipation on this. But, okay, now before we get into any kind of talk about this, any kind of debates or discussions on the success or lack thereof of this movie, there's no denying this looks amazing, man.
Yeah.
It looks great. These animals in here, they look so real. Like, this is watching like a National Geographic documentary on another planet somewhere. And I will give it that, man. I see why it took so long. I mean, the technology is getting better. And James Cameron, he's whenever technology starts to lag a little bit, he'll come in, he'll kind of kick that shit and kind of, jumpstart it again. And with this, you can see, like, there is a boost in the animation quality here. Not just so much in the people, but looking at, like, these, what you'll see in a little bit, some of these animals that they have in here, man. It looks like those so-called those mockumentaries or documentaries about, what if we send a cameraman back to prehistoric times and he filmed the dinosaurs, but filmed it like a documentary, like a Prehistoric Planet that's on Apple Plus.
Yeah.
The deserts where danger rules.
It kind of looks something like that with way more money, a shitload of money. So yeah, think about that with a $300 million budget. We could talk about the visuals and the story and whatnot. I just want to see what you guys think about this, because what I'm going to say right here is that even with this amazing CG that they have in here, the CG can only go so far. Right now, this is a teaser, so we're not really getting any story, so I'm not going to try to, sit up here and harp on that too much. But from what I'm picking up, because they do give you hints of story here, from what I'm picking up, it's predictable. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing. From what I'm looking at here, I think I could put the story together. But listen, basically the story is we won't stop fucking with these cat people. That's pretty much what it is. These cat people they just trying to live. And because they got something that we wanted, it's a colonialism tale, It's a right. But here's the thing, man. I'm already picking up the story here. Obviously, there's a kid. We probably get a nice backstory before the movie starts, where the Jake and Nyquil or whatever her name is. What's her name? Y'all know you.
Soy Saldana in this one. Soy Saldana. Just say.
What's her name?
I even forgot.
You ain't no true Avatar nerd, man. Neytiri. You probably get a backstory where they're expecting the kid and whatnot, and everybody's happy and everybody's, celebrating them and whatnot. The kid comes out, and the kid comes out looking human, even though he's the only human kid there. He's still hanging out with the other kids. This is where things start to look like a live-action Tarzan. That's where you had Tarzan swinging on these green branches and whatnot. I don't mean as an insult. It's all right, that's kind of cool, But right when they're thinking that they're all living in harmony, the family is good, the tribe is, the tribe is doing well. We finally have paradise here. Oh, that's when these assholes come in. These mercenaries are soldiers who are dressed up as the cat people, and they're in their avatars. I don't know what they're after. Maybe they're after the kid. Maybe the kid is since the kid is a hybrid, maybe they want something with him, and including whatever resources they got there. And they're assholes. That these two guys are a couple of douchebags, because my man back here has douchebag shades on his head. So these guys, they look like just asshole military guys coming in to mess with these people right here. At that point, and also you see them hanging out with the asshole corporate people right here. So, they work for them, obviously. Meanwhile, while the military, the corporations out there are still trying to mess with these blue cat people, all they want to do, they just want to be in harmony with nature. They just want to be one with the animals and the wildlife out there, like all indigenous people do in Hollywood movies. It's kind of like how the first movie, and everybody knows this if you're a fan, how the first movie was Dances with Wolves with Kevin Costner.
Right.
So that's my prediction with this. And I wouldn't be surprised if most of that happened. I'm not saying that that's even a bad thing. Sometimes predictability might be fun. It might be just enough for a fun film right here. We don't want to get too heavy. Let's not forget that this is a blockbuster meant to come in and just have a good time with.
To me, it's a case where, like you said, the visuals look fantastic. James Cameron is definitely coming in and pushing the bar back, up or forward. When it comes to visual. And also, like you said, man, it's tough to get it 100%. It's always going to look like there's some sort of frame missing, or something a little weird. Something's always going to be off. So wherever he's trying to take it is definitely a step in the right direction. I don't know where it's going to land, but it's looking really good. As far as where it could go and story wise, it sounds about right. That sounds like where it could happen. To me, it just seems like it took too long. Back when it came out in 2004, you said, it was kind of
2009.
almost priming itself to be almost like, you know, almost like a Planet of the Apes type of thing, where
Yeah.
you know it had that potential to be that type of blockbuster if they followed up with a couple more sequels. You know, I mean, it could have landed in that area.
I have a deep connection with Avatar. As you can see, I have the books. I got a couple of books. Not
Don't
only
you speak Navari or whatever it is?
in the book, there's actually in the making of, there's the alphabet that you can make up what they're speaking, because honestly, I'm a big James Cameron fan. But besides that, I was previewed to this last year. I actually got to see it before all of you.
So you've seen the movie?
I didn't see the movie, but I saw a lot of this.
So you saw a lot of the footage.
Yeah, because of work. Doing work. Here's the thing about Avatar, and one of the reasons why I love Avatar is because James Cameron is such a maverick that, like you said, when technology is still, he's the one dude that shut down New Zealand, took over every single effect house, and says, we're going to make back-to-back Avatar sequels for the next 10 and plus years, and COVID is not going to stop us. That's the type of insane dude that he is. When a movie of this magnitude comes out, it's so important for visual effects artists because it develops new skills, new techniques, new software, new hardware methods. So it's not only the story of the movie itself that I'm also excited. I'm also excited for everything that it brings to us. Because to play devil's advocate and maybe opposing to us, I am very glad that they took the time that they did to make this.
Okay, you know what? Let's get on that then, because you're talking about you're glad that it took the time that it did, over a decade.
Yeah.
I was just saying, you know, well, we're in
They
a
missed
different
their window,
age right
I
now.
think.
Yeah, they missed their window. It's a different age right now. You know, I'm not even saying that it needs to be close to being some huge record-breaking phenomena like the first Avatar was. You know, because the first Avatar, you know, that was as we are all saying right now, that was a different time, and it just kind of hit at the right moment. You know, but the question is, can it even be close to being as big as Avatar? You know, can it be somewhat of another somehow record-breaking film?
Are threatening our whole operation. We're on the brink of war, and you're supposed to be finding a diplomatic solution.
You know, Disney really thinks so because they're making 4 more sequels after this.
Yep.
They're planning 4 sequels. They're already like going in and changing the park up because of they anticipate how huge this movie is going to be. This Avatar here, it is still the highest grossing movie of all time, thanks to a re-release when they just pulled a flex on Ingrain, man. It's got to be petty
Being
about
petty.
shit. Just being that was a bitch ass move, but you know,
petty, yeah, it was.
yeah, it was. But now, full disclosure here, I'm not as crazy about Avatar as other people. Like, I like it. I really enjoy it. I recognize it for the technical marvel that it is. Story just didn't blow me away with it. But hey, look, that's me. I'm not saying that this doesn't deserve to be what it is, the success that it has, all that. 2009, this was released just 2.5 years before another big movie that changed everything.
Take that away. What are you? Billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
Record-breaking movie that changed history completely. You know, this is the Avengers, man, which came out in 2012. And this is the one that ushered in the cinematic reign of superheroes. You know, a dominance that this, you know, the superhero moment that we have here, that's a dominance that even Star Wars can't keep up with, man. You know, that last Star Wars movie that came out?
Taking one last look, sir.
Before I get crushed by Marvel. You know, and I'm not, look, y'all know my feelings about Star Wars, the movies right now. So, but just taking that, you know, putting that aside and being fair. Now, this is a little tiny right here, but even Star Wars can't match up to the magnitude. And that's an event that everybody was waiting on. A new Star Wars series of movies. Even those films can't keep up with the magnitude that Marvel has. I mean, just comparing the two right here, you know, you have Star Wars, the last one, which has a box office of $1.74 billion in US dollars, compared to Endgame, which had $2.798 billion at the time.
But you're forgetting the last Star Wars was bad, man. And Endgame had anticipation of 10 years. That
Yeah.
last Star Wars didn't have that anticipation.
Well, I don't know, man. It's Star Wars because people just, Star Wars has a dedicated fan base, man. They like Star Wars no matter what. You got to take into account that, because I'm not saying that superhero movies are just the main thing that's going to keep this from being successful. I'm not saying that at all, man. You got to take distribution as a factor right now.
Yeah.
A lot more blockbusters are being released at this moment. Even streaming platforms, they're releasing movies that seem like blockbusters now. We're just in a whole age where we're getting blockbusters on the regular. Like even when, now we were on the brink of this when the first Avatar movie came out, but even at the time, we weren't getting the number of blockbusters that we're getting right now. It could be the best special effects out there, and people are still going to be like, the average eye is going to be like, well, I don't see that much, and I'm used to seeing this. I'm used to seeing this on Netflix. I can get this at home, even though this probably will be better than anything you get on Netflix.
Man, that's a stretch.
And I think, I think, and that was, I think, back in 2009, that was their door in to become Avatar, the great movie that it is. You know what I mean? That was their in. Look at these groundbreaking effects that we have here. They could have rolled on that for the next couple years and solidified themselves as that great movie franchise at that time. And that's why I think, that's why I say they had their window, because they were able to come out and set a standard. And now people took that standard, and like you said, they put it on Netflix. They put it on, Amazon Prime and Hulu, to a point now it's a dime a dozen. So now, is this going to move what he did way forward, or is it going to be a step forward?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if that's going to be enough to sustain what is going on. And to
I'm
go back to how, we watch movies, Marvel and the superhero genre changed the way we watch movies now.
There's no huge cultural footprint that this movie has left. It's left history making box office, but we don't see like Avatar toys, games, cartoons.
Exactly.
We don't see any of that. No Avatar cereal, nothing like that. Nobody's going around wearing Avatar shirts all the time. So, and also somebody made a great comment in the chat, and they're saying at the time, 2009 is where everybody was forced to watch 3D movies. And the big emphasis on Avatar, the first one, was how great the 3D technology was. Yeah. And I hated going to the theater and having to wear those 3D glasses.
Me too.
We don't do that anymore. And so, I'm wondering if that's something else that's going to make a difference.
Yeah, it's going to make a difference. And also something that I think we're not talking about is how much of this media we have nowadays. And a lot of people, like myself, they're kind of getting sick of superhero movies and just the same bullshit because it's manufactured and it's regurgitated into a certain point. It's an assembly line.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Marvel, because I'm the biggest Marvel bitch in here, even bigger than him.
I don't know, man.
No, I am the biggest.
Are we going to have a bitch off?
I read the comic books.
Yeah.
I read the comic books.
All right, yeah. Well,
you don't. So, well, you do. So,
this is just my way of getting you to admit you a bigger bitch than me.
Yeah, pretty much. So the whole thing is that we're inundated with this whole mechanism of Marvel that I get at 24/7. I just finished watching Moon Knight so I can understand something else coming up, and I'm getting fatigued. The cool thing about Avatar is that we got to rest. Back in the back in the 80s, you didn't have this level of mechanism. You didn't have this whole merchandising until Star Wars came along and took over it, and we could rest in between sequels and really say, this is one creator's vision, and let's look forward to what they have planned. You know what I mean? Like, at this point, and you can see it with Phase 4, because I personally think that Phase 4 is not as good, as tight as...
Are you talking about for
Marvel? Yeah.
Yeah, so you're saying that these give you a chance to break, going back to an old format where we got a chance to breathe before the next big
we got a chance to breathe. We're not overwhelmed. We're not too bombarded with the same thing. They can take risks.
Yeah. And I know that people have been positive about this, and like I said, this is not against Avatar. Like, I have no reason to want to hate this movie at all.
Not at all.
I want to see it. I hope it's bigger than the first Avatar if it can reach that. I'm not out trying to wish this any kind of ill will, but You know, I think it has its dedicated fan base. Those are the ones that you see in the comment section on YouTube when this came out. But I just don't get the feeling that everybody else is like that. The true fans who've been wanting this for a long time have been very vocal about it, and they're going to continue to be. You know, listen, if you've been waiting for Avatar for over fucking 13 years, and you're not going to stop waiting today. You know, in fact, you are going to rejoice that you have it. I mean, you've had this pent up for 13 fucking years, man. So of course you're going to be happy to and celebrate when you see this teaser out here. I just don't know if like maybe I'm judging wrongly. Maybe I'm judging people around me who just don't have that enthusiasm. Except for you, of course. We'll see, man. We'll see. Like I said, I felt like, and this is how movies are today. I mean, when you have so many levels of distribution, when you can get blockbuster quality at home on TV.
But not at that level.
Well, not at this level.
Never at that level.
No, not at this level, but a lot of people are not going to, how many people are going to really be looking that close to seeing that level right there? Not everybody's going to go to see this movie just for the special effects that are involved, you know? And a lot of people, you got to keep in mind, a lot of people, you know, they have choices now. They got home. Yeah. They got blockbusters that are being released every week. It's not even a matter of I'm going to go see this over that because this looks better. It's like I can only afford to see so many movies at so many times. But you know what? To that point, the people are going to say, well, this is huge. I'm going to save money to go see Avatar.
But people still also go to see Transformers, and that shit in the screen is not a good movie, and it's a spectacle, and people love it, and they make millions of dollars, and they're always the top grosser for that year or that 2 or 3 years consecutively.
Maybe I'm not the person to get excited for this because, you know, I'm not the hugest fan like you are.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, man. I was hanging out. You were there, Oz. You weren't talking to the guy, but there was a guy who he was just holding court, man, when we were in L.A. for the show. And this dude, he's one of them cock-teasing dudes where he's just kind of like, well, I saw Avatar, but I can't tell you everything. All I can say is it's going to blow your fucking mind. Like, all right, I don't even know if I think you lying now. You know, I don't even know if you're telling the truth.
It's gonna scare the hell out of you.
It's gonna,
was it Stephen King?
Yeah, that's it. Dude was up there cockeyed and shit. All I can tell you is
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you.
who you looking at, man? You talking to him?
And also,
just look at these damn cats. They just look like a bunch of old hippies out there. Goddamn, got them big ass earrings and these look like this is like goddamn. This is like Burning Man.
Fry Fest.
Yeah. It was like Burning Man or goddamn Friar Fest or Sherwood Fest or something.